even when I was in school, sending a nude was basically like a picture of you in your bra or your knickers. And then a guy has that, and then he has leverage over your reputation. That is what we post on Instagram now, just as normal.
Time is money, so spend yours listening to me talk about things that are important to me and my people.
Time is money.
Hello and welcome to Minisode 15. I just want to say hello, all of my new subscribers, and I'm saying all because there's been a bit of a flurry recently. I think it's due to the fact that I did a story where I shouted out We Are Tala, the brand, and Grace Beverly. And Grace Beverly very kindly shared it on her story. And then some of the girlies thought, this girl looks cool, me, and followed. So I've been really happy to see that there's been a little flurry of interest with Maya's Minutes, and I hope all of the newbies listening are happy and enjoying and have had a chance to listen to other things. If this is the first thing you're listening to, welcome. Please continue to share and send to your friends and talk about it with other people, and keep an eye out for where I'm at recently. I have accepted that I need to get a bit of a buzz around Maya's Minutes, and what's the best way to do that? Approach other people who listen to podcasts. How do we find them? People who have podcasts already. Go on as a guest. So I started the tour with going on the Pennies to Pounds podcast. The video on YouTube is up and the audio on wherever you listen to podcasts is out. So please give that a listen, give that a share, see what you think, tell your friends. I'm going to be going on some more, and if you can think of any that you listen to besides Maya's Minutes that you think I'd be a good guest on, please share it with me and I will reach out and see. I always think to myself, because something you don't know about me, I message people with zero ego. Like, I message the Obamas frequently as if one day they're going to reply. I know they never will, but still. I message people that I think are doing really well. I message people for collaboration opportunities. I message people all the time. You know how people some people are scared to message people and they're like, oh my God, no, because they might not reply, or oh my God, I can't do that. That's not me. However, I don't get much reply, I'll be honest. I get some reply, but not a lot. And it makes me think, when I do eventually make it, when you do see me with my name in lights, selling out live shows left, right and centre, I've thrown away tech. Who needs that? I work in this now. This is what Maya's Minutes is, my everyday. When that day comes, are all the people who aired my DMs going to message me back? I don't know. I think about that a lot. Let's get into the episode. So this week, I wanted to talk about the fact that, and remind everyone, I think I wanted to remind everyone actually, and get everyone thinking about how things that we think now are just social constructs, especially when it comes to shame and when it comes to the oppression of women. Obviously, I love a oppression of women conversation. So this thought came to me when, it's in my mind quite a lot, but it came much more to the surface when I watched the Olivia Atwood's podcast and she had Talisa on. Obviously, N-Dubs was the soundtrack of our childhood, so I tuned in, and I've always had a few question marks about Talisa, because as I grow up, and the more I listen to Miss Me and hear about Lily Allen's life and Makisa Oliver, I'm like, do you know what? It is hard to be a child star. It's hard to adult already, let alone when you're under lights and everyone is watching what you do, and every mess up that you do is like going to be there forever. So I say all that to say, young Talisa, as most of us know, was sadly one of the first, I think, victims of like revenge porn, if that's what it's called. She had a sex tape with her partner at the time, and then I think they broke up, or not sure what his exact intentions were or what the timeline was. But while she was at debatably the height of her career, her ex-partner released a video of her in a very exposing place, let's say. And her reputation, her life, everything was horrible, as you can imagine, as anyone can imagine. And it's crazy because Lily Allen speaks about the same thing, about being constantly shamed if there was ever any pictures of her or videos or anything that put her in a position of like her being a bit promiscuous. Lily Allen speaks about it, Talisa speaks about it. And then fast forward a few years and Kim Kardashian's sex tape is what made her so famous. So much so that if I spoke to my mum about Kim Kardashian, she would know who Kim Kardashian is, but she wouldn't know that she's famous because she had a sex tape leak of her. She wouldn't know that. And it's incredible that now there are laws in place to protect women against this, as there should be, but also that actually now there's a whole industry made for exactly that. Videos of yourself or content of yourself doing sexual things, and that is OnlyFans. And obviously I know OnlyFans isn't just used for that, but I'm just saying that there's so much change in how things like that are viewed. Like sending a nude, even when I was in school, sending a nude was basically like a picture of you in your bra and your knickers, and that's a nude. And then a guy has that, and then he has leverage over your reputation. That is what we post on Instagram now, just as normal. Do you know what I mean? And like everything is just very different. I don't think it's bad that it's different. I think there should be laws in place to protect women. I think there should be platforms like OnlyFans which are going to allow women to make money off sleazy men. I wouldn't do it myself, don't get me wrong, and I wouldn't like my daughter to do it, but I appreciate and respect that for some people that is their grind, and they should be protected in that rather than just left to be in harm's way. So I just wanted us to think about that a bit. I wanted us to realise that when it comes to things that we do now to oppress women, either consciously or subconsciously, whether it be policing what a woman wears or asking her where she was or why she was there when something happens to her, or having a go at her for getting attention and then being like, well, you brought it on yourself, etc. Try to have in the back of your mind, in 5 to 10 years, the things that you're mad at or the ways that you're oppressing women are going to be non-existent, and there'll probably be laws in place to protect her against that. So let's try and think a bit about if really what you're saying is for, because at the time when Talisa's sex tape came out, when other people's stuff has come out that has put them in bad positions reputation wise, everyone jumps on the bandwagon. I myself was there dissing Talisa, being like, ugh, what a slag, imagine that, having no idea. As a young teenager myself, just eating up the rhetoric that has been given to us and that we've been brought up with. So I think it's important that we use our brains always, and important that we think about if we actually have a problem with whatever it is that we're told we should have a problem with, or if we're just having a problem with it because we're supposed to have a problem with it. Because I know for me, definitely, things like a woman's sex tape being released is never something that I have a problem with. That is something that I was told I should have a problem with, and I should be shaming the woman, and we should be hating on her, and we should be calling her every name under the sun. But really, is it affected you? Has anything that's happened there been a problem for you? No. So why are we all doing that? And I stand by when I say and have said to people that I really do think that women can be the biggest oppressors of women. Like, we know what it's like, so why are we making it harder for other people? I don't know why we're doing that. And yes, men at the end of the day, inevitably, especially given that one of the most powerful men in the world, sadly, is Donald Trump, do often have the final say and are the instigators of pain towards women. But women also have a responsibility to be there for each other and not add fuel to the fire. And you see it, the most common example of it is mother-in-laws. There are so many mother-in-laws who are treated badly when they marry their partner by the partner's mum. And then when it's your time to marry her son, she is horrible to you. And you're like, you've told me stories, your son's told me stories about how bad it was for you. Why are you doing the same to me? Like, why would you want to continue that? And they do. So that's a good example of it as well. I think I'm going to leave it there. I think that has done enough to inspire some thought, I hope. And please comment, please share, please give me your thoughts. Maya's Minutes is always about thought provocation. I want to start conversations. I want you to come to me. Like, even recently, I had a woman reach out because I was sharing snippets of last week's Minisode where I spoke about Trump. And she was saying that actually she really doesn't agree with what I was saying. And even though she is in the UK, she's an American and she would have voted Trump had she been in America for the election. And the reason she gave, which I couldn't really argue with, was because he is a white man and so privileged for that reason, he is going to be taken more seriously on an international sphere. So if he goes to the Middle East and says, stop this, stop fighting, stop doing this, stop doing that, they will listen. Whereas if Kamala, a woman of colour, tried to instill those same laws, she'd be laughed out the room, was her argument. And I thought, do you know what? I haven't thought of that. I don't see that in my own thinking. That's not enough. I haven't got enough exposure to things like that to think that. So yeah, I'll share that. I'll hear you out. So don't think that I'm totally unreasonable and I only have my views and that's it. I'm open to hearing what you think. So yeah, chat to me, share, review, rate, all of the rest. Really appreciate it and hope you have a great week. Bye.